taste steel, skeleton. Phew. Finally topside again. Gotta get out of here with the manuscript intact. Collector's sure gonna like this one. Easy does it. A little more. A little more. There. Wonder what's in this old scroll. Wonder what makes it so important. Huh? Time's running short. The locusts are coming. We gotta get back to the tavern.
Ah, yes. Enter, Guildleader. Has the time come so soon that we must meet like this again? I see. The Lich's curse progresses, and soon the locusts will devour all. My ritual is nearly complete. Have you brought me the page of the Warlord's manuscript? Good, good. We still have not found a cure for the darkness that plagues this land. But our spell shall preserve these last few months, so that we may search again for a healing answer. But you aren't satisfied with the manifold reversal ritual. Still seeking to make a name for yourself in these dark hours of the world. Impressive. Earning the reputation of my fellow adventurers is hardly a concern of mine. It's been ages since I've traversed the ruins of the Forbidden Castle. But I admire your spark of life, Guildleader. What little of it remains. We can use one such as you, and we'll record your score of adventures in our tomes, so that even when the black day is upon us, others can heed your example and aid us in our quest for purification.
Hey ladies, not a bad bet. How's it going, guildies? Rumours been going around the tavern that the end times are coming soon. And maybe they're just a month away, maybe more. No one can really be certain in these dark times. So that means that there's still a wee bit of time for you to make your mark and get your name written down in the book of demigods. Now, Guildleader here is going to give you a rundown of the adventure point system and some of the strategies of how best to rise in the ranks. Okay, so here's the post-game adventure point breakdown card. We're going to cover each of these briefly, but if you want a more in-depth study of these points, check out the wiki. We'll be sourcing some of our material from there. So let's start with player kills, right? The amount of points awarded are based on your rank versus your opponent's rank. Yeah, so here's the chart. Ultimately, PvP is pretty risky, and so it's important to weigh your options based on where you are in the dungeon and what rank you're at. If you're in a lower bracket, there's not much to lose, since the AP tax on entry is much lower. And if you're just starting off the match, you haven't banked much AP yet, so the guild says fight to your heart's content. But if you're down in the inferno with a bag full of treasure, best to play a little more cautiously and just extract with your points intact. We'll go over a couple clips here. Just show you what I'm talking about. Now, we were averaging around 2 to 5 kills per game in the ruins, and netting somewhere around 50 to 250 points, which is a pretty hefty amount. So PvP can get you a lot of AP points, but there are other ways that you can earn AP. We're going to go over those next. In this first clip, run into a warlock, a plate warlock, with Blow of Corruption. He knows we're there, so we lose a little bit of our advantage on the fight. We've got to kite him out here. But he doesn't know. We've brought the secret weapon. Weak point. So because the fight's on the ruins, we can play a little bit more brazenly. We don't need the advantage in every fight if we think we can get the upper hand in another way. We'll save the tricky stuff for down in the Inferno.
A bard, he's been hit.
We'll cover a section about bosses later in this guide. But in this fight, we see something very important as we're looking into the Ghost King's lair. The cleric that's fighting him gets hit by one of Ghost King's frosty bolts. That means we're already starting with the upper hand. Now, we don't secure the kill here, but we do collect quite a nice bit of loot off the guy. We also steal the boss kill from him. Cleric.
Here's the jump, baby. He's getting sucked. That's a dead man.
Troll's Blood is a huge health potion, like a super duper one. Now, when you're in the boss room, you always got to be cautious about third parties. As you can see here, Barbarian tries to get the better of us, so it's best to get that portal open quickly and take your winnings with you. This man's got crazy instead of taking them to the grave. This deep in the Inferno, sometimes it's better not to finish every fight. We have a good opener on this Barbarian. Hit him with a couple of throwing knives and projectiles to get him low enough so that he backs off to try to get a reset, which gives us a duration to get the portals open and get back to the tavern.
We'll get the portal up. We've had enough. We've got...
Right, so on to monster kills, sub-boss kills, boss kills, all the kills. Every baddie that you slash up in the dungeon is worth AP. Now Now the amount's gonna vary depending on what rank that monster is. So for most runs, this is gonna make up the bulk of your score, or at least a significant portion. But it's also one of the more time-consuming elements of the demigod grind. Now look, Guildleader's gonna let you in on a little secret. Collector's been hard at work putting all this together for us. So take a look. Don't go spreading this around, yeah? Yeah? If we hear you've been giving out the Guildleader's secrets... well, we don't need to go there, do we? So over time, you're going to develop a bit of a pattern. Rooms that you favour, rooms that you don't like. Rooms that take up too much of your time, rooms that you can't get through without taking too much damage. We understand. We're going to prepare a couple of routes, talk about a couple of rooms down in the dungeon that are pretty good. They've got either a lot of loot, a lot of monsters to kill. We'll give you a couple of our favourites, but you should develop your own. Learn the dungeon for yourself, develop your own pattern. Every class is going to like different modules, different rooms for different reasons. So you figure it out, but here's a little bit of guiding help. So the blue portals spawn here, 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 and here. They're 15 points apiece, 45 for the lot of them. You do the math. It's a decent amount of points. Now some of the sub-bosses, the worm, the golem, the skeleton champion, those are usually fairly uncontested, and if you can kill them quick, it's an easy way to get a couple points. So here's what a general route will look like for the Guildleader. Feeling lucky? Now, for the other layers of the dungeon, you're on your own. Just remember what the Guildleader taught you. Try to make up your own plan. For the next section, we're going to go over your inventory and what sort of loot you should be extracting with. Now come with me. I'll give you a look inside of the Guildleader's bag. Just don't tell anyone what you saw. Let's see what we got in here. Silver coins. Nah. Uncommon silver goblet. Nah. Rare ancient scroll. Too big. Heavy leather legs. Not the right size. Ah, yeah. A purple Crown Royal bag. Oh, yeah, baby. Okay, so here's a few basic guidelines, while more specifics exist on the wiki. The Guildleader is going to give you the short and sweet of it. If it's found in the dungeon or on a player's body, it's worth AP. The smaller the size and the higher the grade, the better. Don't forget to fill your utility slots with high-grade instruments and drop unneeded cheap meds, bolts, and arrows before extraction to maximize the amount of items that you can extract with. Well. Nice to see you back in the tavern. Did you retain all of that? Yeah? That's what I thought. Go on then. What you waiting for? Get out there and show 'em what you've learned, yeah? Us? Well. Got a little more work to do here.
Wow, I can't believe the Guildleader has risen in the ranks so quickly. His place on the Adventure Point leaderboard has even found him true love. What a cool guy.